Good afternoon to all of you. Is my voice audible? हॅलो, आवाज येतो का माझा? Good afternoon to all of you. Is my voice audible? Yes. Yes. Okay. So we are having lecture from 3:30 to 4:30 today. On Friday we are having lecture. So all of you please join fast. It's our first lecture. Is my voice audible? Yes. आवाज येतो का माझा?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So all of you I'm requesting you to join fast. I'll wait for a few minutes so that others also will join to this lecture. And after that, I will start our first lecture. Okay. Since more than 50% of the students have joined to this lecture, I'm going to start this lecture. First of all, let me introduce myself. Good afternoon to all of you, and welcome to this session of Communication Improvement Program, CIP. We have conducted many sessions in the second year also, and as you are in a third year, I was there in before last 2 months to learn to teach you the CIP, and we have conducted many sessions regarding the grammar. Okay, so then let me first introduce myself. My name is Prasad Babar. I'm from Pandharpur. I'm working here from last 1 year. So before teaching here in this campus, I have taught to the diploma campus, diploma students, and before 2 months I was there for you to conduct the CIP sessions, and we have learned the basics of grammar in that session. So this is from my introduction. I have completed my graduation from Solapur University and my post graduation, that is MA English in the Pune University. My special or my interesting subjects for me are communication skills, English, philosophy, psychology. I want to learn these subjects for my sake. So this is about my introduction. So let's today we'll discuss about what we are going to learn in this sessions. Okay, so before moving towards the structure of this CIP, let me first teach you, or let me first discuss about the language and its uses. Yes, we have discussed it in the before sessions, or in the second year also we have discussed about it, but to move further or to start the session, we must go through that lecture also and through that part also. So yes, I will share with you a screen of this presentation. Let me share the screen. Okay. So is the screen visible to all of you? Screen दिसते का सगळ्यांना? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So welcome to Sweris College of Engineering, Pandharpur, and the lecture series that we are going to start from today. It is the 1st of October 2021.
Sir, your voice is low.
Is it? Is it audible? आवाज येतोय का पूर्ण व्यवस्थित येतोय? Is it clearly audible to all of you?
Voice is low.
Low. Hmm. Is it audible now?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Now it's clear.
Okay. So yes. Now is it audible to all of you? So I welcome you all to the Sweris College of Engineering, Pandharpur, on this lecture series that we are going to start from today. It's about, you can say it as, or you can call it as communication improvement program, or spoken English program, or related to basic grammar program. Okay, so you can call it by any words. Okay, but so yes, so in the last lecture also we have seen and we have discussed about this. Okay, so let's first revise it and then we will move towards the next sessions. Okay, so in the last year also I have conducted CIP for you, and we have completed one of the units also. So we will first revise that and we will move further. Okay, is it okay? It's almost 2 or more months by that I'm conducting lecture for you. Okay, before 2 or 3 months I have conducted lecture on you. Okay, so let's first discuss about the importance of English. Why is it necessary to learn, and why you should learn this language, or why should you speak, or why should you start to speak this language. So first of all, let's discuss what is language. So language is our primary source of communication. Why is it primary? Because without language we cannot communicate with each other. Okay, we communicate with each other with a common source, that is communication or language. Okay, and if there won't be a language, then how we can communicate with each other? We can't. Okay, that is why language is the most important, and it is a primary source of communication. We can't consider it as secondary or tertiary. Okay, it is primary, very important, and it is very elementary source of communication. Okay, so it's the method through which we share our ideas and thoughts with others. Okay, it's a method through which we share our ideas and thoughts with others. So how we share our ideas and thoughts with others? By using communication. Okay, by using language we communicate with the others, with other people. We communicate with other people with the help of language. Also we can communicate with other forms of language also, or we can communicate the others with gestures or postures also, but it is not we can say that it is not a complete source, or we can't communicate with other with just gestures and postures. Okay, we must have to use the language as a source of communication, because with our signs or with our expressions, though we can communicate with others, but we can't communicate with only signs, or only with through the signs or expressions with others. That is why it is necessary to use the language. Some people even say that language is what separates us from animals and makes us human. So many people say that, or we also can observe that we are different from animals. We are different from animals. Then how we are different from animals? We are different from them because we learn, or we can use the language. We can make use of the language. And the animals don't have that ability to use the language. Okay, animals don't have that ability to use the language or to communicate with the help of languages. They can create noises, they can create cries, they can use sign languages, but they can't speak, or they can't use the language as a source of communication, because human being has a different mindset, and it is endowed with the brain. Okay, we only have uh, human are the animals that has the ability to use his brain, and animals also have that, but human uses his brain more than other animals. Human also can make use of language, can create languages, can communicate with others with the help of languages. So it is very important to know that some of the people say that language is what separates us from animals and makes us human. There are thousands of languages in the world. Countries have their own national language in addition to variety of local languages spoken and understood by their people in different regions. So in the world, we see that there are many countries, more than 200 or 190 countries are there in whole world. Okay, and that countries also have different territories, regions, different states, districts. So that is why there are thousands and more than thousands of languages that are present in the world. Okay, so countries have their own national languages in addition to a variety of local language spoken and understood by their people in different regions. So there are countries that have their own national language, as we Indians have many languages, many states. There are more than 29 states and 2 to 3 territories are there in India. I don't know actual number, but I guess that there are more than 28 or 29 states in India, and each state has its own regional language. So as we are living in Maharashtra, we are having Marathi as our regional language. The neighboring states like Gujarat has Gujarati. Then Rajasthan has Hindi, and northern states, okay, northern Indian states such as Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Jharkhand, these are the northern states, and they are having Hindi as their regional language. And coming towards the northeast side, there are 8 states, more 7 or 8 states are there. That states also have their own different languages. Assam has Assami, then Manipur has Manipuri. So there are regional languages which play the important role of communication in society. And coming towards the southern states, if we go to the southern states, then we can see that the southern people give the most give importance most to their own regional languages, or they will speak with you in English. Okay, so if you go to the southern states, then you can find that the people are very much sensitive to their language. Okay, they won't entertain you if you are speaking in Hindi language. They are very proud of their own regional language. They feel much proud using it, and that is why either they will communicate with you in their regional language, such as Telugu, Tamil, or Malayalam, Kannada, or they will communicate with you in either in English. But if you are speaking with them with Hindi, or you are using Hindi to communicate with them, then they will not entertain you, or they will they won't tolerate you there. You will have to use either English language, or you will have to speak with those people with either their original language. So that is why it is very important to learn English language to communicate or to be a part of globe. Okay, so this is the importance. Then some languages are spoken by millions of people, but others by only a few thousand. So there are many languages in the world which are spoken by millions of people. And which are these languages? Definitely English will be the part of that language which is spoken by millions of people. Also, as China has more population, so Chinese people also speak with their own mother tongue, that is Chinese language, and that is why Chinese is also the most spoken language which is spoken by millions of people. Then coming towards our India, there are languages such as Bengali, Marathi, then Hindi, Tamil, Telugu. These are the language which also have the millions of speakers. Okay, so this is also the language which is spoken by millions of people. Also, there is the importance of German language, French language. If we went, or if we want to go to the European countries, either you will be very good at the English, or you have to use, or you will have to communicate with them with their own regional or own national language. So that is why it is the important part of the life to learn the languages, learn international languages. Then the next is about the yes. So why do we learn English language? What is the reason that it is very important language for us to speak or to use for speaking purpose or communication purpose or official purpose? It is because it is given, or it's the we can say that it's it can be said that it will be a gift, or it was the gift which is given by the British people to us, and that is why we Indians become global. Okay, if there won't be the Britishers, or they won't implement their, if they haven't implemented their language in English, that is English in India, then we were very far from the globalization that we are taking fruits of. Okay, that is why English was originally the language of England. It was also the language which is created or which is developed throughout the centuries. Okay, so before more than I think for 1,000 years there was not English which is in this form that we are speaking. Okay, so before 1,000 years the French attacked the England, and that is why they brought their language. There was a fight between French people and Britishers, and after some years, after centuries, English has developed throughout the continuous flow. Okay, so English was the originally the language of England, but through the historical efforts of the British Empire, it was or it has become the primary or secondary language of many former British colonies. So British colonies, as we also were the Britishers colony, we were also the colony of the British people. We are taking the benefits of that. Okay, so English was the originally the language of England, but through the historical efforts of the British Empire, it has become the primary or secondary language of many former British colonies. So which were the colonies of Britishers? US, United States, Canada, Australia, and India. Also, there are many countries like African countries, African continent also was the colony for Britishers. Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Myanmar, these were also the colonies, India, Pakistan. So Southeastern Asia was also the colony for the Britishers, and India was the major country in them. Okay, so that is why we are influenced with the Britishers, or our English language is influenced by these Britishers. And that is why it's the effects of their efforts. Okay, so Britishers, why they bring this language to India, or why they impose this language in India? It is because they want to uh, uh, they want to run their administration. Okay, they want to run their administration, but they have less human power or manpower. Okay, so they have less manpower, and that is why they started this language or this English language to teach to us. Okay, we Indians, they start this language to teach to us. Okay, they involved this language, or they impose this language in the curriculum or syllabus of the Indian education system. Okay, uh, before the 1850s. Okay, before the 1850s, Lord Macaulay was there. Who was the, I think he was the Governor General, or like that post, on which he was there in India, and he imposed his ideas regarding the inclusion of this English language in Indian education system. That is why we are having these fruits of this English language. So currently, English is the primary language of not only countries actively touched by British impression, but also many business and cultural spheres dominated by those countries. So in the current situation, English is not the language which has restricted to the Britishers. Okay, this language has become the global, and each and every country we can find that there are many speakers, or there are people who are speaking or using the English language to communicate with others. So this makes the English language as a global language. Okay, so currently English is the primary language of not only countries actively touched by British impression, but also many business and cultural spheres dominated by those countries. So many business and cultural spheres also are dominated by this language. How? As you know that America is the financial power or world power, superpower of the world. Okay, and also English is spoken in America. So, and also America is the economic center of the world. Okay, America is called as economic center of the world, and that is why US dollar is the most important currency. Okay, for the world. We generally import and export the facilities or goods, okay, from foreign countries, and we pay them, or we exchange with them with the help of currency, and it is the dollar, US dollar. And we don't use, or we can't use, Indian rupee. Okay, we generally use, or we have to we must have to use the currency, and that is the American dollar, and that is why America is the superpower and financial power of the world. And all the business and uh, uh, transactions, money transactions also taken place with the help of English language. Okay, or the language which we use to do the trade or business with the foreign countries, it is the English language, and that is why the many businesses are dominated by these countries which are communicating or using English as their language. Also, the cultural spheres are also dominated by these countries because to uh, reach or to know the culture of the world, it is very important, or it is the mandatory to learn English. Why it is so? Because English can be translated with regional language, and regional language also can be translated into the English language. And that is why English has become the so important and most important language for the business and cultural spheres. Okay, so there are only 2.5 minutes left for this meeting to end. You will have to join this meeting once again for the last uh, 15 minutes. Okay, last 15 to 20 minutes, as we have not the subscription of this Zoom app. So we have to use it in the two sections. Okay, so first section of 40 minutes, and after that once again you will have to join to this session for last 20 minutes, and in the last 20 minutes I will take your attendance. Okay, so it's almost 1.5 minute for ending this meeting. So what you have to do is you will have to join to this meeting once again, and after that I will mark your attendance. Okay, and for the attendance you will have to you can comment in the chat box also. Okay, for the attendance you can comment in the chat box also, and I'm also taking the attendance orally. Okay, so how many students are there in your class? Students?
80.
80 in a one division, no?
Yes.
So 160 in two divisions. Okay, A and B. Okay, so we'll do one thing, that you will just chat your roll number in the message box so that I will mark it. Okay, so for 160 students it will take half an hour for me to take your attendance. Okay, so you just have to chat your roll number in the chat box in the session, last session, that is we are having 20 minutes session after this. Okay, so it's less than 1 minute. परत एकदा तुम्हाला जॉईन व्हायचंय बरं का. अजून